Michael, what's up? What's up?
Not much, John. Good to see you again. Good to see you again. How you doing?
Great. You too. I'm doing great. Fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Doing great. It's another Sunday update, 29th. A lot of progress being made in the project in the background. As everybody knows, we don't talk about the details in chat so much anymore just because they were getting stolen. You know, projects are seeing things and they're trying to beat us to the punch. So that it's not going to happen anymore. So
yeah, I mean, the problem is
we'll get some stuff out there.
Yeah, the problem wasn't really that they were beating us to the punch with the idea, more so that they were just, ruining the idea for other people. We saw a lot of projects taking our idea, trying to launch it, trying to make it look like it's their idea. And then at the end of the day, what that does is it turns the idea in general into something that people are just maybe not comfortable with, because they've ruined the idea, right? They've taken it, they've put their own spin on it. And now the idea is kind of, will it work? Will it not work? Yeah, it'll work, because we know what we were talking about when we said, let's do this idea like this. But are they going to be able to implement it in a way? 90% of these guys out here, they don't know what they're doing. They're not going to be able to implement anything, in any type of meaningful way. So, is my sound not coming through? People are saying my sound is not coming through. Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you just fine.
Oh, okay. All right. Perfect. So, so we're good. We're good. But yeah, so the reason why we've taken down our communication around the new ideas that are coming up is because we've just had so many people that have been, trying to take our ideas and put them into their own versions. And, I mean, really our ecosystem that we have online is a fraction of what I was talking to people in the chat room yesterday. The name of the protocol is not lend social. It's not asset back social. It's not, finance social. It's not, 100 other things that it could be that would narrow the scope of what it is. It's bank social. I want to be very clear on the scope and available, future utility and where we can really utilize BankSocial at. This is a massive protocol, and those are the things that we really can't share too much about, because again, at the end of the day, when you're first to market with something, first mover advantage is a real thing. And first mover advantage, it's a real thing, Michael. You know that.
Absolutely.
And first mover advantage gives you the ability to do things that other organizations really can't. And then when you pair it with a brand like BankSocial, you really have something that's magical. So, we are every day making progress that unfortunately we can't share. And I know I get questions all day about, what's next. And I just want to preface everything we're about to talk about. We're going to give some information, but the stuff that we talk about, the reason why we can't really talk about it, and we just incorporated in several jurisdictions. Okay, so the incorporations that we've created now put us into a situation where we have to act as a entity that would need to protect its IP, and really that's for everybody that's involved, right? From the token holders to the to people who have not seen the protocol yet. And so this is really for everybody involved. These protections are being put in place for everybody involved. But having said that, there are some things that we can share with the community. We can talk through the community here today. So let's go ahead and get into it, because I'm really excited to share some of these updates. We've got some high value marketing that we're working on. And when I say high value, I don't want to give it all away, but high value really boils down to something that's going to resonate with people when they see it. Right. It's not just a video that holders are going to look at and say, oh, that's a cool explainer video, or that's a cool something like this. You want something that when people see it, it provides an emotional connection to the brand BankSocial. And a high value video, this is something that's long tail. It's not something that you just use in the beginning. It's not something that you just use in the end of the, you can use it throughout the ecosystem. So I won't give you guys exactly what those high value videos are, but they're in production. Now, one of them I can tell you about, because we're going to try to get the community involved with it. And I think we tried before, but I think right now is the time to bring this back up. We have a initiative going right now called Why Do You Bank Social? And so what we'd like to get from the community is a set of videos, 7 to 10 videos of you guys telling us why you bank social. And it can be 10, 15 seconds, 20, 30 seconds. We'll edit it. Reach out to marketing@banksocial.io, or reach out to one of us in the Telegram chat, and we'll start making those arrangements to get you guys, set up to where you can submit those, and we'll start working through any legal documentation we need to do. So that's really the one thing we need from the community right now, is that if we can pull that together here in the next several days, that would be great. We already have a few videos. I think Adam a couple weeks ago put something out there, and we got I think 1 or 2 videos that were good. So, but we need several more. And I think now making a public announcement that we want that is probably the best thing to do.
Yeah, that was good. So yeah, people have always been asking when marketing, this and that. And, it happens when the time is right. We're strategic about when to put it out, because you don't want to market something that's not ready to be seen. We go on to.
Yeah. So just a little bit more on marketing. So that's coming into Twitter Spaces, and, marketing. These videos are great, but there's also a component of outreach and influencer integration and, publication integration. And I can assure you that all of those components some of them are still being finalized. Some of them are finalized. But again, we want these triggers to be ready to pull. We want the guns loaded, cocked, aimed, and ready to fire as soon as they're ready to fire. And several of those are already ready to fire. And, a few others we're still loading, and we're still aiming. So, very, very close on a lot of this. Again, a lot of it is about, we're not just trying to create hype. We want to actually release product. You guys already know what's in the pipeline as far as what we'll talk about today, but it's not about creating hype. It's about releasing product that creates hype upon itself, because it's a great product. Exactly. And it's great people that are releasing it. And that's what really our focus is right now.
Yeah. Create the utility, and the hype will follow.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So that talks about Twitter Spaces. Then we have some of the meetings that you've been in. So you've been busy. You've been quite busy.
Yes. This week was an extremely busy week. And I don't use that lightly. I think I was in something like 19, 20 meetings this week. Several of them, a handful of them, let me just put it like that. A handful of them were with people that, if you heard who they were with, you'd probably say, wow, that's incredible. But we've had several good meetings. I can't really divulge what those meetings, the content, or who those meetings were. I can tell you that they're centered around people in the space who are not only influential, but pillars, if we could call it that. I think there are maybe 10 to 15 people right now in the crypto space that are pillars in the crypto space that a lot of people and communities and protocols revolve around them. And so we're in talks, discussions for, everything from marketing to strategic development, business development with two of those people. One of which I believe is, probably a top 4 or 5 guy in the crypto space. So it's very exciting times. Again, we're moving things forward in the manner that suits, both the community, the product, and the future plans, the future goals. We don't want to do something that impacts any future goal, future plan too early. So.
Right. And we've seen what happens when you get just influencers. We don't want that.
Not doing that anymore.
Nope. Long-lasting partnerships that are going to change the future. So awesome. So from there, we had ecosystem updates. So we want to talk about.
Why don't we go ahead and bring on? I know he doesn't have video today, but he is able to join us after he's been out for some time. But Eric, our CTO, is back. Why don't we go ahead and bring him on just for his audio portion, and we can talk with him. And hey, Eric, how are you doing? You there? Do we have you? He told me his microphone was screwing up on him.
Oh, I think he's here.
Let me see. That's okay. We'll let him sit there and we'll start giving updates. But we finally have been able to get Eric back engaged. He's been off dealing with some things that he has to deal with, but he is back engaged. So wanted to bring him on to give us some updates from the technology side of the ecosystem. But of course, having a deep hand in that, I can also talk through that. So what was the first thing on our list, Michael? I think we were going to talk about
on-ramps.
So this is probably the most interesting part of what we have short-term coming up. The on-ramps give us the ability, again, without divulging too much information, the fiat on-ramps are being built in a way to provide a significant amount of future utility. And so one of the things that we've looked at as we started implementing it into the wallet was we had some really big eye-opening moments where we were looking at other protocols and we were looking at our protocol and we looked at BankSocial and what BankSocial will be. And we said, oh, wow, aha moments. And so we took a quick step back. We looked at the API integration that we were doing with our wallet, the API we were bringing out. And we said, you know what we're going to do is we're going to take a slightly different approach to how we're going to do this to create an entirely new vision for how this implementation can be utilized in the very, very short term, both internally to BankSocial and without giving too much away in other ways. So the fiat on-ramp has been a really cool project to work on. We've learned a tremendous amount of just crypto framework, legal framework, how do I say, adherence and what we're able to do. One thing I can tell you with the fiat on-ramp is that I know that you had a problem, Michael, buying something from another protocol that exists. We've worked out ways around this. So we're going to be, he said he's going to rejoin with his laptop.
I think I got him in.
Okay, great. You there, Eric?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you. Welcome back.
Okay. Yeah, welcome.
So I was just talking to everybody through the fiat on-ramps, and how that's progressing and how we've taken another approach to doing that to provide an entirely new avenue framework, if you will, for utility within the BankSocial framework of ecosystem, right? You got
Mhm.
anything else you want to say on that?
No, not really. I mean, it sounds like you covered most of it for now, but
Yep. So the other thing that we've got going on, so as far as the timeline on that, we're not putting out a timeline for the fiat on ramp. Again, you guys know that we don't really like to, but the development behind that is coming along very well. Again, focused on the here and now, the here and now and the future, what it's going to be and how it's going to be. So, providing ourselves, what we don't want to do is we don't want to build a framework. And this is one of the things I was talking about with Eric and the devs. And Eric, feel free to jump in, but we don't want to build a framework that we have to go back and rebuild later. Meaning if it just takes us an extra couple days now to put a different layer in place or a different abstraction, as we would say in software, by putting in that different abstraction layer, if we gain the ability, if we add gain of function to future use, that's a significantly better way to go about development. And so that's really what we've been focused on. And I've challenged Eric. He's taken the challenge head on with regard to thinking outside the box of the way traditional development is done and really putting in place tools and systems that are scalable, flexible, and that can be obfuscated behind layers that are secure and open protocols. I'll just kind of leave it at that. And he's taken that challenge head on, and it's turning out great. We really love it.
Awesome. It's good to hear. I'm sure the community is excited about that. If it's worth taking that time to wait and make sure that it's done right, take the time and make sure it's done right.
Well, so, Michael, we could have done it right. We could have done it right either way, right?
Well,
I think right is a question of just understanding at the time. Like, is it right to is it right to pay with cash, or is it right to pay with BankSocial? I mean, if you say it's right to pay with cash or it's right to pay with BankSocial, you could be correct in either statement. But if you don't know about BankSocial and you don't know about the future utility that BankSocial is going to have, you might not be able to see that. So again, from our perspective, it's looking forward, looking past the current here and now, and then identifying not just opportunities, but development frameworks that even for things that we might not know are coming, that we give ourselves the flexibility and the ostensibility to make those types of moves in the future. And that's a real key to being successful in software, in a software as a service or as a software industry in general, is not hard coding yourself into a corner. I mean, painters know that very well. You don't start painting at the door and then paint yourself into a corner, right?
Yep.
You start from a corner, you start from another corner, and then you come out and then you're at the door and you're able to walk out the door. So that's what we want to, that's what one of our main focuses is on the development side.
And not only that, like I wanted to include, so like, moving forward within the ecosystem too, like security has always been one of the biggest issues, in the cryptocurrency world. And that's
Absolutely.
one of our biggest, one of our biggest focus points, moving within the space is making sure all of these products that we're releasing are absolutely secure before they go out the door, because there's a lot of products that make it out there in the crypto space that aren't secure, that end up stealing your money or, putting you in some kind of bind. And, we legally can't put ourselves in that kind of situation moving forward. So, a lot of these products that we're spending time on, a lot of the focus is around that aspect of it and making sure all of these products are absolutely secure before they go out the door.
Yeah, that's a great point, Eric. Why don't you talk? I mean, Eric's he's pushed back on me several times. I'm more of a let's build it and let's get it out the door, and Eric's more of a okay, we'll build it, but let's get it out the door when it's been vetted and verified and checked. And again, because what Eric said is we're building a financial tool, right? This is not just a website that, you could go on and download a white paper on. This is an actual financial tool. And you see what's happening around the world, around the industry, again, with the hacked protocols. And we're just not interested in, in our experience, both Eric and I, we've worked in those high volume, high flow industries, financial industries specifically, where we managed payment gateways. We wrote and managed uptime, scalability, security, really every aspect and component of a successful software tied to a financial system that you would need to look at. And when we look at the way our system needs to function, we're bringing these Web 2.0 concepts that I think they've always been around. They were around before. They were just done in different ways, and applying new techniques to how we secure, verify, and put together a product that's solid end to end, And so Eric's been instrumental in ensuring that we are adhering to best practices and really building some new best practices in the crypto space around how we do these types of things.
Awesome. So from there, we could talk a little bit about the website.
Oh, yeah. So we actually, before we do that, we'll talk really quick about a new person we're bringing on board that we'll make an announcement on here very, very shortly. Very, very excited about that. Won't drop any names, won't tell you guys anything about that. But I was reviewing the website with them this morning. Guys, I mean, the new website is light years ahead of what anybody else in the crypto space, or not what anybody else, but what most people in the crypto space are doing. It's light years ahead for sure of where our current website is. And so with that, ensuring that the sitemap and the flow are spot on out the gate is really what we want to do, because once we start moving faster and faster, we don't want to really have to go back and redo or revamp the website. That's not it's just not a proper focus to be focused on. Once we launch the wallet, once we're getting into the centralized exchange, once we're getting these institutional banking systems in place, we don't want to be focused on the front end website. That's the wrong time to be focused on that. So, right, Eric? Yeah. I mean, I think you would agree. I think everybody would agree here.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
we just want to make sure that the website is, now we can always add to it. We can always scale it, add more pages, but we want to make sure that the flow and the infrastructure is right for the website out the gate. Eric, you got anything to plug in on that?
No, I mean, absolutely. You touched, the main points of it. The website is coming along. It's looking great. We're just trying to make sure, like you said, everything flows, to what it needs to be, so that we're not constantly focusing on, the website moving forward and more of the more important products that we plan to release. The website will just, it's mostly there for a gateway to have, people, so that people can understand what the token is about, and what our products are about. That's my main focus of what the website should be about, as well as, offering an easy step for them to get to tools that we're offering, or that we will later offer in the near future. So, yeah, I mean, the website's coming along great. We should have it very, very soon, and can't wait.
Yeah, I saw it this morning, and I think, Michael, you got a taste of it. Why don't you give us your candid feedback on what you thought of after seeing the homepage working?
I think it's definitely light years ahead of where we were. People saw when we gave them the kind of teaser of the background video here with the globe that's going on in the background. It's better than that. For sure.
Is it way better than that? Well, I mean,
way better. It's it is astronomically better.
Yeah. So it's a pretty amazing. It's a pretty good. It's a great, step for where we're going. And just like Eric said, this is a portal to the future aspects, and we just want to ensure that not only does it work right, but it's got the right information at the right fingertips. I know a lot of people from the community constantly talk about our website and updating it, and if they had a better website, well, that's what we're going to give. We're not just going to give a better website. We're going to give you a different website and something that it instantly brings legitimacy to what BankSocial is doing and its future goal and purpose.
Yeah, right. We want to make it clear and and precise as possible for new investors and anybody looking to be, interested in BankSocial. I think a lot of these crypto tokens that are out there, at least from what I've seen, you start digging on their website and you're like, you get very lost, and it's very easy to not understand what really the token is about. It's more of just like a hype thing to where you're like, okay, you want to, build a space station, but like, yeah, and then,
yeah,
there
that's
really
exactly
is
what
no
most cryptos are, Eric. That's very well put.
Utility behind a lot of these tokens. So, I mean, that's really what we want to show moving forward on our website, and the importance and legitimacy of that, and how it can benefit, all of the whole world basically moving forward.
Yep.
Yeah, very well said, Eric. Very, very well said. No, he got that right. Most of these people are trying to build spaceships, and there's nothing wrong with trying to build a spaceship, but you got to have a plan. Go ask Elon. You got to have a plan to build a spaceship, and you got to do it in steps, and you got to bring the people along with you. They've got to understand, whoever that may be, governments, financial institutions, the people at large. So those are the focuses of what we're doing. It's very exciting. Yep. Thanks, Eric. You hit that nail on the head with that.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think that was all we had specifically written down for updates. Do you have anything further?
No, I don't. Did we touch on the wallet? We did touch on the wallet a little bit, didn't we?
Yep. Touched on the wallet, that the wallet testing.
Oh no, we didn't. We didn't touch on the wallet. So let's give a quick update on the wallet.
Okay,
so
yeah.
We didn't touch on the wallet. So the wallet, its testing is pretty much done. We're done with wallet testing. What we're looking at doing is people who signed up for the alpha test, be checking your inboxes for an email from BankSocial on next steps to get access to the alpha wallet sometime this week. Okay. So we're going to send out an email. I would say probably Tuesday or Wednesday. And that's going to have some instructions on next steps with the wallet. And as far as the rollout after that, we'll base it on what the feedback that we get. But I can tell you at this point, originally our alpha wallet testing, we were looking at rolling it out, giving feedback based on the core functions, but it's not going to be like that anymore. Since we've had another 2 or 3 weeks since we initially announced that wallet rollout, and since we started looking at fiat on-ramps, you're going to get a full wallet this time, and it's going to be a multi-chain wallet. Out of the gate, BSC and Ethereum ERC will be enabled in the wallet, but other chains, you can enable other chains in the settings of the wallet. So this will be a much, much more full experience of wallet when you get it. I don't want to give out too much, but again, we're not looking at just a wallet that's going to be performing some very, very, very basic functions. Since we've had, several more weeks to come up, we kept on developing, we kept on putting things in play, and we kept on going. And so with that, we're now able to, with the alpha wallet release the full set of functionalities for the wallet. And so I think that this is, exactly what we wanted to do with the alpha launch. So this is a better place to be with the alpha launch. And then very quickly after that, since everything's in there, rolling that out to the community at large, is something that I'm personally, after seeing and playing with the wallet here for the last few days, I'm personally very, very excited about. And I can't wait to see what the community thinks about it.
Yeah.
Or community uses it rather. Yeah, it's got all the functionality built in. It's got, Wallet Connect. It's got DApps built. I mean, it's a fully functioning, everything ready to go.
Awesome
wallet.
And this one's coming out just on Android first, correct?
Well, that's another thing, is that since we've had the timeline stretched out slightly, Apple's going to be if we can't get them out on the exact same day, there won't be a big wait behind it. So yeah, we're not going to have to wait for Apple to come out. We are pretty much right there with Apple too. So this is going to be a.
There you go. I think Animal is probably enjoying hearing that.
I think a lot of people are going to enjoy hearing that. And that's what doing things the right way and taking our time doing stuff, still moving at the speed of light. I know that a bunch of other protocols have been talking about doing wallets for months and months and months and months. And we've been talking about doing a wallet, but really we've been in development for about a month and a half on the wallet. And, the wallet that we're going to be launching is going to be in line with, the other wallets that are on the market. And I would say that we have the real opportunity here as we start to layer in functionality, not just out the gate, to capture a share of market that with our brand and with our capabilities moving forward really starts to transform the crypto space. And especially that transformational piece of getting a retail non-crypto person comfortable feeling like they've got a product that they can rely on and trust on. There's a group of people behind that product they can rely and trust on, because that's really what's missing in the crypto space right now. You have a lot of products. You don't really know who's behind them. You don't really know who's working on them. And we aim to provide the legitimacy and the security to these protocols going forward.
Yep. Yeah, that'll be great. There was one comment. It's a multi-chain, multi-coin wallet. Correct.
Multi-chain, multi-coin wallet. So, it'll be enabled out of the gate with BSC and Ethereum, since those are the chains that BankSocial is on. It'll be enabled out of the gate with the BankSocial tokens, but you can just as easily go in there and add any custom token, just like you can in most other wallets. And again, the ability to have even more chains configured into the solution out the box is there. So it's very exciting, because this version of the wallet, we've gotten through about 3 more iterations of what we had planned in the backlog cycle of development since the time we started. And so these iterations are going to go out with the alpha wallet release, which we're very, very, very excited about.
Sounds great. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, unless we have any other questions that you had that have been asked to you directly that you know of that could answer, I think that pretty much is it for our update this week.
Eric, you had anything you wanted? Did I miss anything on that?
No, you covered it greatly. That's
okay.
You covered everything good. Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, all the love and all the power, people. We love you guys. Make sure you're joining us on Twitter Spaces. We've got the podcast coming up after this. Join us on that. But make sure you're joining us on the Twitter Spaces, because we're seeing a lot more people engage with us on Twitter Spaces. A lot of new followers. The goal is to have people trust crypto. And we feel like we can be a beacon of light. Our community and our systems, our ecosystems can be that beacon of light that, what we're starting to look at ourselves as is a backbone of cryptocurrency, a securitized, openly visible backbone of cryptocurrency. And that's our main focus. That's our main goal. And again, this involves the community, our community. I feel like at this point we have great people in our community. They can have a tremendous impact on the outside community at large and spreading the word, not a word of buy, but a word of crypto's changing the world, and BankSocial is at the forefront of that, leading that charge. That's the message that our community needs to be putting out there to the world. And I think they're doing a great job at it. And Twitter Spaces is just another place to go on there and evangelize.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Well, that's it for today. We'll see you again next Sunday.
Thank you, everybody. See you again next Sunday. Looking forward to a great week.
Have a good one. Bye,
Love you all.